would love to give you a tool to help work with your aura and helping to make sure that it is working for you in the way that is going to very best help you. And I have often recommended Donna Eden's Celtic Weave, and I still absolutely love that energy exercise for closing in the aura up upon you. So it's up snug up against you for that inner aura, and then that external, the outer aura, like pushes out really far. And I love that. But there are some people who are like, no, I'm not going to do that. And so as I was coming up with something for a client that could do as an alternative to Celtic Weave, I had this idea come to me. And so I tried it out and I really like how it felt. It felt every bit as effective. And honestly, I actually like it better because I can do it as a kind of a meditation. And it only takes a couple of minutes, and it doesn't matter if I'm not able to get up and move around and move my body, or if like I can do this like at bedtime or first thing in the morning, or if I'm in a crowd, or like I don't have to worry about my circumstances. I can just do it. And so I'm super excited to share this with you. What we're going to do is first going to close your eyes and take a big breath in and exhale. Imagine that you are going to put a protective shield that you're going to put around you. Imagine that it is a deflated sphere or bubble, and you're going to wrap it around your body so that it's snug and comfortable. And as I was thinking about this, I was thinking about how comfortable and how good it feels like to wrap a blanket around your shoulders and just kind of be all nice and cozy. And so that inner initial wrapping up snug against your body, that is going to be the inner aura. Okay. And now that you have that, take another deep breath in and exhale. Now imagine that you're going to be pushing this shield outward away from the body. That inner aura still stays up close, snug to your body, but you're pushing out that outer edge kind of out and away from your body. You don't have to physically do it. Just imagine that you're doing this, and you're imagining yourself in the middle of this, just as you are, and you're just imagining, pushing this out. And as you push it out, it pushes out really nicely, and it grows and it begins to inflate away from your body. And then that inner aura, it stays up snug, cozy up against your body. Now take a moment and feel what that feels like. And when I did this, the thing that I felt was like there was this peacefulness and this serenity. It was like a reestablishing of my space. And then I could feel how all of that outside worldly chaos was just so muted and so turned down. But just as I was working with just feeling how this felt to do this from a meditation standpoint, I just was amazed at how much that chaos just quieted right down, and it just sounded like a little bit of a muffle. And then take in another deep breath and exhale, and imagine that expanding, that bubble expands out a little bit further until that, like if your arms are outstretched in any direction, whether it's above you or on your sides, that bubble extends at least a good foot beyond where you can reach. And that is the proper size of your aura when it's in a minimum ideal, and it can expand even further than that and kind of go out and precede you some. You can just feel free to expand that out as far as feels correct for you, as long as you are feeling comfortable and protected by it. So, I mean, you could like take it to the end of the property of your house if you felt that that was the right space for you, or you could bring it right back in to be with you so that it's within that 1 foot from as far as you can reach is that is as collapsed in as you would want that to be. What you would want to do next is you're going to take another deep breath in and exhale. And now that that aura is expanded out to at least a foot beyond where you can reach, you're going to want to lock it in place to secure it in its position, its size, whatever qualities you're feeling, that you're going to want that. You're just with your breath and with your intention, you're just locking it in place so that it stays put and holds, so that when you're not focusing your attention directly on it to hold it in that place, it will stay in that place and you don't have to put your attention directly on it. A little bit about your aura is that it's a wonderful filter. It's the thing that I understood when I understood was I had been taking on, like I had my aura, for me it was a little bit of collapsed in on me, but more so it was pulled away from my body, so that inner aura was allowing information to come in, and I consider it like raw information. It's just coming into my space just completely unfiltered. And so I was feeling all this anger. I was feeling like all these emotions and all this stuff that was going on. And I was thinking it was me. And I'm like, why am I so angry? I'm like, why am I feeling so angry? Why am I feeling jealous, or whatever it was that I was experiencing? And then that's when I found that exercise by Donnie Eden and her explanation. And I knew immediately, oh my gosh, this is why. And I understood what was happening was our aura is meant to filter information so we know what is self and what is other. And when your aura is collapsed in on you, or more so even when it's pulled away from you, because if it's collapsed in, you will probably be more sensitive to other people's information, but it will still have somewhat of a buffer so that you still know it's somebody else's stuff. You still walk into a room and there's some intensity going on, but it might be a lot more challenging to be in that room where everybody's like mad or there's stuff going on. If your aura is collapsed in on you, it's going to make you more sensitive and make those things more difficult. But if you have that aura, that inner level aura, if it's pulled away from the body, then that information comes in raw. And so you can't tell what's yours and what is other. And that's what I realized was going on, was I'm pulling in this information from community, from my environment, from where I'm at, like grocery store, church, just neighbors, whatever that is. And I'm feeling that as if its origination point is myself. And it's not. And so it was really important for me to get my aura to like snug back up against like me and be that filter to help me be able to function better. And then with the aura like collapsing in, which I'm recognizing that's what it is that I'm having happen, is that I'm picking up on stuff, and I've been a lot more sensitive to the information that is coming in, even though it's still filtering, because I am very aware of like most of the time if that is starting to pull away again. But that art of mine is like kind of collapsing in, and so it's making it more intense for me. And so it's a good idea for me to kind of like, all right, push this back out, which is why that felt so good this afternoon when I was doing that, because it quiets all of that down, because it's properly at where it needs to be walking around on planet Earth being a human being. Now, you're going to notice probably, like if this is something that's been a chronic issue, like it was for me when I was very first starting, I had to do Celtic weave daily, multiple times daily for about a good week. And then after about a week, I think I was like morning and evening, and it was like basically like retraining my energy. And then I was able to do it just once a day, and I think I would do it in the morning. And then I noticed it's like, oh, I'm only doing it, when I'm going to go someplace. And I really was like aware of, oh, these spaces or places like Walmart. I would walk into a Walmart, I would feel everybody's stuff, and that is not fun. So if I knew I was going to Walmart, I'd do it. And if I knew I was going to church, I'd do it, because it's another place where people, like, they're hurting and they're bringing all of their pain with them for healing. Because I mean, we go to church for healing and for connection with the Savior, and for community, and bearing one another's burdens. And I was thinking, I don't need to be taking on everybody else's burdens. I just need to be in a good place so that I can hold a space for them while their burdens are being worked out, because that's the only real way that they get worked out. That's another topic. But I noticed that I didn't have to do it as often, and then I didn't have to do it at all, and I would just not think about it. And since a lot of chaos started happening in 2020 and forward, I've realized I'm having some more issues with my aura, and I'm needing to work with it. So yeah, now that I've got this one figured out, I have an easier way to do that, because for some reason the Celtic weave, it's like I've known that I needed to do it, and I just haven't done it, probably because it's not as bad as it usually is. It's like, oh, it's like, whatever, I get it. Like, I can deal with it now where I couldn't deal with it then. But it's still, I'm going to be in a better place if I will make sure that I'm getting that aura back in its proper space. And I know when it is, and I know when it's not, because of how I'm feeling, and like my hypersensitivity, and just some different things like that. So that is going to be a fantastic thing for you to do. It is super effective, and I hope you have fun with it, because you could have a lot of fun with it. Okay, extra tip. You can do this, and like, if you need a little fun extra something, you can think of something that really inspires your joy or brings you peace or whatever, and think of what that is, and then imagine filling your aura, like the inner space in between. So you've got your inner aura up against your body, your outer aura is pushed out a foot. Imagine filling that aura space with that supportive energy of that thing. And it could be like, you might fill that space with like hearts or a flower. Like if you love daisies, maybe you would fill it with the energy of daisies, and just imagine like little daisies just kind of floating around in there for you. Or like, maybe it's a color and you love the color, or sparkles, or like maybe you love the smell of like oranges, and so you could imagine that the energy of the smell of oranges just comes and pours in and just sits in there. And I will tell you, that is a treat. That is an amazing thing. You want to kind of give yourself an extra little treat. That is the thing. So, and whatever it is, if you are having cravings for something, you can fill your aura with that thing, and you might just be surprised that it will satisfy the craving without having the thing. So, all right, I'm going to let it go at that. But I just wanted to give that to you as a new tool to use to really reinforce and reestablish your aura and your well-being. And just, I know that that's going to bring good things for you, and that you can use it anytime. You don't have to be, in a bedroom or someplace like that where nobody's going to see you. You can do this anytime, and nobody will be the wiser. They'll just think, oh, she's just being so peaceful, or oh, he is just doing, being thoughtful about something, or maybe he's tired. So anyway, enjoy that, and I will check in with you again and bring you more tools or more tips or whatever it is I'm bringing you, and we'll see you next time.